jobs so that they'll have something to do when they come back. They'll have an opportunity to have a wonderful occupation. Then we have students that instead of going back to where they come from or wherever they're from, they can stay here and try to get further their education to get a job that'll pay a decent wage for them to stay here. There's so many innovative ideas, and there's companies coming here. There's a Salty Dog restaurant coming.
Wow.
And she highlighted all these things, and it was just tremendous. And
So
I'm
when you
so
say, come here,
and she didn't say it's all about the university. She highlighted the fact that you can't do it alone, and the city was very instrumental in being that link to help this link between the city and the different businesses that are coming here. It's wonderful. I'm so happy, and the taxpayers will be happy too, because this isn't about the university buying property and just getting it tax-free or in lieu of. They will be generating tax money on a good corridor, and she showed the whole outline, and she did a remarkable presentation. So that took quite a while. Then you had another group of people that we suspended the rules to bring in so they wouldn't have to be there all night, about an issue with Lowell High School and the bullying and the fighting and the lack of security that it seems, because kids...
I didn't know what she was talking about. She was talking in Spanish. I don't know what she was talking about.
Oh, she had an interpreter. She's a lovely, lovely lady.
Everybody's lovely, Rita.
She's very active in her community.
Let me get up there and speak in Cambodia and see how I get my...
Well, there are a few people that are activists.
It could have been constructed better, because I lost her. I didn't know what she was talking about.
Well, I know she doesn't speak English, and I try to communicate with her, too. It's pretty hard since I don't speak Spanish.
Well, what happened was she babbled out, "Let me tell you a story." Then the English girl says, "Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was 3 bears. Once upon a time, there was 3 bears." So by the time she actually got to the point of why she was there, I changed the channel. I had no idea what she was talking about. Goodbye.
Are you saying you don't have patience? But anyway, it was
Rita,
very
I'm saying
interesting. In other words, we have a state-of-the-art facility called Lowell High School, and a stranger can walk right in, and what if he were the bad
You're kidding
guy?
me. I thought it was locked down.
Well, so did I, until she said that, well, not her, but she had letters from other people. She was representing other people.
Is this another sign of poor management?
Well, they better, be secure.
Well, that would be the
That's
school department.
No.
Well,
Construction is on the city side.
it is, but this is the part that's already constructed, and the door was not locked, so that a stranger just walked right in. But they had good intentions. What if it were a person that didn't have good intentions? And that's what she was trying to say through an interpreter, which I thought was very accurate. I don't want people to just be able to walk into a school. You're supposed to, you're under the impression your kid's going to school and they're going to be safe. So it's kind of too bad, because previously, before that, there was a joint subcommittee, and Liam Skinner was there. So too bad we didn't know this. We could have said, could you stay for a while? We'll suspend the rules and get you out of here. But so I made a suggestion that the city manager and the superintendent of police and Liam Skinner all get together and realize these letters that the lady is presenting. I mean, they were in English, even though she spoke Spanish, but it's something. Sometimes things.
Make no mistake. What? I'm glad she came.
Yeah, me too.
The presentation was just. She lost me.
Yeah, I understand. She's not a professional like some people would be, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what's the whole point? Is there a lot of bullying going on?
And there's bullying as well. And the other lady that was the interpreter said, well, I'll tell you about a personal story where I have a daughter that went to Lowell High School and was bullied so bad she just said, Ma, I don't want to go to school anymore. And then she ended up leaving the city, and the mother hasn't seen her for quite a while.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was very sad. It was heartbreaking. But anyway, I don't know. Bullying is horrible. I know. Not that I was bullied, but who goes to school and wants to hurt somebody else? Go to school and try to learn something for yourself, at least, and leave everybody else alone. But it
It's
happens.
always been.
It
It's always
happens.
been. It's just
It's
a different
terrible.
level now.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it in politics. We're seeing,
Yeah.
people down in Washington bullying. I mean, saying things that they've just lowered the bar to what is
Yes.
acceptable behavior,
Hmm.
and they're not professional. There's no professionalism at all.
No, I know. Just because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean other people wouldn't, and they're hurtful. It's hurtful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel right going to school is tough enough for some people. Never mind being bullied on top of it. My goodness.
And that
I
age-
wasn't a person that wanted to fight, so
Well, I'm not a fan. I don't like conflict.
I don't either. So you see, yeah, you're right.
I just don't.
Mm.
So here I see you got the endorsement of labor.
Yes, thank
must
you
be
so
proud of
much.
that.
Yes, they're
Uh,
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well
I
done.
was so happy about that and very proud about it. They want to
Yes.
hold my sign and help, and I'm very honored that they would. I really go back with the unions many years. As it sits right now, I'm in Local 525. It's the Police Benevolent Association
Yeah.
because of the fact I work for the sheriff. I had a choice. Do I want to be in the union or not? I could have said no, but I said yes, I'd like to be. So for many years now, I've been in the union, and I'm very proud of it because of my roots with Ralph being the
Yeah.
president of Local 39 for many, many years.
Oh, really?
Painters and Allied Trade. He was the president for 21 years. And so I grew up knowing all about that.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
And there was a fabulous picture of Kelly.
Oh, thank you,
On
Mike
Facebook.
Kelly, yes.
So,
Yeah, she came all the way down from Maine to stand out there to hold a sign at the senior center. That was wonderful, thank you.
have you had debates? Have there been debates?
We had a debate at large. We had it at night at 6 o'clock on WCAP on a particular Wednesday night. Yes, we did. And I have to tell you this. I don't know what it is. I like to add humor to whatever I do, And I got to know De Jesus,
Yeah.
Sixto De Jesus. So Marty Laurie was there, and he said, "Let's start with you." He said, "Introduce yourself." And he said, "But I don't really know how to pronounce your name. Is it Sixto De Jesus?" And I piped up and said, "There is only one Jesus, and it isn't him. It's De Jesus." So we all laughed. I didn't mean any disrespect, but I just had to throw that in there. But anyway, so that was a debate.
Portuguese is to Jesus.
Yeah, but we say De Jesus. I know I was just,
In Portuguese, it's to Jesus.
well, that's why he asked
I don't
him.
understand why the confusion happens.
Yeah, I know it's to Jesus, but I had to say there's
Yes,
only
of
one Jesus, in my opinion. But anyway, they all got a kick
Well, I
out
have a
of
new
it.
priest that's in there. He goes by Lopez.
Oh,
That's his last name, Lopez. That's how, because I said, "Father, how do you want us to pronounce your name?"
yeah, right.
He says, "Lopez." I would say Lopez.
I would
Yeah.
have said
Lopez,
Lopez.
and if
Oh, well,
it shall be Lopez.
well, there it is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, what are you finding in Lowell as you campaign? What are the big issues for the residents in Lowell?
you know, you could talk about economic development or this, that, or the other, but I've said it time and time again, when you're talking to people, it's their everyday quality of life.
Yeah.
And if they're going down the street and they hit a pothole, they're very irate, and that seems to be their whole world, a pothole. But I can understand that, so it's potholes, it's keeping your infrastructure intact, a lot of the issues now is with the homeless and people that are, you're going into the parks and you're seeing needles all over the place. That's why we're trying to keep needles out of the parks.
Yes.
So we have this guy that does the needle program where he goes and he picks up all the needles. He's getting almost to the millions, for God's sakes. He's getting a ton of needles, and he logs it, and he tells you at the end of the year how devastating it is. And they say we have a needle exchange program. I don't know what they're exchanging, but
Right.
you're not seeing them exchange. You're seeing them on the ground. Who would want to take their children to the park anymore?
I know.
This South Common over here was my children's playground. That was their backyard, because I didn't want them on the street, so luckily we had a truck, and we put all their bikes in the truck, brought them down to the South Common, let them ride around. Could you do that today? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Gee, we're spending millions of dollars through the ARPA funding to improve and maintain our parks, and it's just tough to keep up with.
I want to ask, you guys think you're going to get a judge to talk to?
Yeah, we did one time.
About
Well,
what?
I'm hoping you can get the judge down there. What do we got to do to get these people the help they need?
Well, here's what.
When Tony Dakota comes, I'll bring it back up again.
Yes, and here's what McD is talking about, which is very, very important. This line of discussion came up last night about get everybody on the same page and devise a plan. Well, let me just tell you what I feel and what I see. The police do an outstanding job, but their hands are tied. Once they do their job and they arrest that person for whatever this person is doing that shouldn't be on the street, they're getting to court, and the judge is going, oh, but don't do it again. Go out the door and don't do it again. They're doing the same thing. It's a revolving door, revolving door. We need to have the judges have tools to work with, because they're following the laws. We need representatives of government that can change the laws and make them more tougher, so that you're not letting people out.
So like Lowell 5 used to say, their logo, everything starts with a conversation.
That's right, and that's what he
So
wants.
what we have to start doing is to sit down with the sheriff,
Mm-hmm.
who enjoys a building that has 600 empty cells. I'm not asking you to back me up. I'm just told by some of your colleagues, we have a building out there that has 600 empty cells.
And we're working with the
And the
Tewksbury
sheriff
Hospital.
The sheriff has personnel to train people to get off drugs. So I want to send them out to the House of Correction. Oh, no, we'll send them up. Tewksbury doesn't want them either. Nobody wants the homeless. I don't want them on the South Common.
I don't
Nobody wants
either.
the homeless, but these people are living in a fog. And we give them the rights that you have.
Yes, and we don't want them to have HIV or AIDS, so we're giving them a clean needle so they don't do that. We're enabling them to continue on with an illegal drug
That's right.
instead
And now
of recovery.
Now some of your colleagues want to give them a free shoot-em-up site.
Yeah.
We're going to have a nurse and a
You
cop
can't have
there.
that. You shouldn't have that.
That's terrible, no. And I remember
Doesn't work in
Governor
San
Baker,
Francisco.
Charlie Baker said, as long as I'm the governor of the state of Massachusetts, you will not have any of those facilities here. Safe injection site, not while I'm governor, and we didn't have one. And now, they're talking about it again, and they're sneaking it in for the agenda for the 18th, November
Johnny
18th.
Dakota comes, well, now you're leaving, you're going to go to real work at what time? Are you going to work that adorable, or are you going to change?
No, I'm going like this because it's like gonna be Halloween soon.
Yeah, looks great.
I work with the ladies pre-release, so there's about 13 women in this particular building. They're not up at the big prison, they're down in one of the houses below, and we work with
I know there's plenty
them.
of room out there.
There is room, I'm not gonna lie and deny that. So we need a conversation, we need laws changed so that judges don't say, don't do that again.
No, we're arresting them for the wrong reasons. If I charge you with shoplifting, and I put the handcuffs on you, bring you to the judge. Judge said, what'd you steal? She took tissues off the desk you were on. Get out of here. We're arresting them for the wrong reason. That's my guess.
What would
Because
you
these
arrest them
judges-
for?
These judges are just as human as you and I. They see these people sitting on the street high as a kite, they want to help too. But if you're arresting them for something, if we are arresting them for the wrong thing, he can't keep them, or she can't keep them.
Well,
Imagine you're the judge, we arrested Linda for taking the tissue off the desk. What would you say?
no, you wouldn't do something, I know you're making a joke of it, but if you have a person that goes in and steals thousands of dollars of clothes and just walks out the door, then the prices are gonna go up and we're all gonna pay for the shortage for that. Is that fair to me, to raise something that I had nothing to do with?
Is Linda's department store charging you with that?
They are through the raising of prices for the
And if
clothes.
If Linda's department store is not charging you with stealing clothes,
Oh,
what's the charge? Well, they
Well,
dropped the
you-
charges, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
well, it's a little bit more.
Starts with the conversation, I'm glad
Well,
we're gonna
it
have.
is the
Yeah.
judge. I mean, it comes down to the judges, but
The judges
it's
have
the
to follow
legislature.
rules.
Absolutely, they've
The
come up
laws are
with.
there, they have to be more tougher.
You have to deal with the ACLU. I mean,
Yeah,
I get it.
That's right, that's what it is.
Everybody has rights, but if you don't know who you are, or you're hurting yourself, and if you're mentally ill, you can't help yourself.
And that's exactly true. And you don't say to the mentally ill, get them off the street and put them in an apartment. And I made this statement and one lady jumped down my throat, and I understand the way that she took it. I didn't actually mean it that way. But I don't want the mentally ill to be off on their own in an apartment next to your mother or your aunt, because they can't take care of themselves. They need to be in a facility where someone can oversee them and say, John, let's take your medicine today. I know people that have a mental illness problem. When I worked on Summer Street, this kid came in every day. He was so respectable, and one day he jumped down my throat, called me names. I said, why is he doing this? Because he was off his medication. He was gone from the facility for 3 days, and when he came back, he was smart enough to come over to me and he said, I want to apologize for being so rude to you. I was off my medication. That medication meant that much to put him on the straight and narrow. That's what we need, someone to oversee people that can't oversee themselves, that need to be guided, like a child needs to be told. And I don't think to say, put them in the housing, give them an apartment. That's not the answer. The answer is, let's have a facility with people that need to be overseen here. I didn't mean that I don't want them to live near your mother. I meant I don't want your mother in a position where she could be hurt because someone is off their medication. That's what I meant.
Look at Ned Tarmey. That's
exactly. My poor little doll, I thought the world of him.
So until they start dealing, but they when they closed the facilities, they closed all the mental facilities. They didn't think it through, and then they put them out on the street.
That's right. That
where
was so sad.
We do better by our animals.
That's right. And I remember it very clearly when they closed down the Solomon Mental Health, and Mayor Richard Howe, the father, was the mayor, and him, Bud Caulfield, and myself, we went to the Department of Mental Health, and we didn't ask, we begged, please don't do that. We don't know where to put them. They'll be vulnerable. They'll be hurt.
Yes.
They'll be on their own, and they'll be lost. Please don't do that. And it went absolutely nowhere.
So what do we do with the state? That's what it comes down to. I mean, it's they pat themselves on the back. They do these things, and then they send them places like Lowell and Worcester, and not where they live,
No, certainly
where they have
not.
to see it every day,
Yeah.
and feel any guilt at all.
You know
for
what
what
makes-
they're doing. They should feel guilty for what they're doing.
Well, I feel guilty when I'm going down the street and I'm looking and thought I saw something move in this doorway, and there's someone laying there with blankets on them, and they're going to be there for the duration of the night, and it's cold, and they're out in the environment and the elements. Oh,
And I know, Dan has talked over and over how he's gone out with the police and everything, and they say they don't want help because they don't know. They're stoned. They don't
They don't know because when they're on drugs, that's all they know is that drug. And if they put them in a facility like let's get you off the
Detox
street,
them.
put you in this shelter and detox. Let's talk about detox. Do you think for 7 days to be
No.
in detox, that's going to help them?
No.
Of course not.
It's a waste of money.
It's just a facade. It's putting a Band-Aid on a severed artery is what it's doing. But that's my opinion anyway.
Well, what's your solution?
My solution is to get a facility and put them in there, and I'm not saying put the mentally ill with the drug addicts that need to be taken off of that. You need special separation to focus on their illness, and that's
how
what you
long?
need. You need a recovery building.
For how
You're not
long?
going to do anything with these safe injection sites because you're not recovering them, you're enabling them, and I'm not an enabler.
For how long should I be in the cuckoo house?
Well,
You
somehow, maybe for the rest of your life, John, if you can't cope.
Absolutely.
That's
exactly
right.
right.
True. Yes.
You know, I mean, if you they put people in rehab for physical illnesses, why don't they do it for mental?
Yeah, that's an
You
illness.
need to have a board that oversees this operation that's elected annually that says, I think Linda's doing okay, we're going to put her in a halfway house. Rita, she's got to stay. We need a board that's elected by the population that's around here annually to serve in that capacity.
Okay.
Because
But halfway
I'm
houses are
cured.
good for maybe perhaps for addicts, but they need to change their whole lifestyle. They really need to get out of that environment. That's the problem.
That's right.
They come back to the same people, and
Yep.
they can't cope with that.
Because a father would say to his child, like my father would say to me, you are who you hang around with. You hang around.
the sad thing is, Rita, I just hope that this is just not election season.
Talk,
Talk.
verbiage,
Because
yes.
everybody, oh yes. We got city councilors that don't say a doggone thing for 2 years. It's election, it's wrong.
Yeah.
So I hope this, because I keep saying, the homeless are coming back November 5th to the South Common. We'll see what happens.
Well,
Prove
they're
me
still
wrong,
there,
please.
aren't they?
Huh?
Aren't they still there?
Oh, no. The Common's been swept
Where
clean.
are they?
We swept them someplace else.
They're in doorways, alleyways. They're in alleyways so that waste management truck can come down and run over them and kill them. And that man has to live with that for the rest of his life. He did not do that intentionally. Who would know that someone is sleeping in a plastic garbage bag, and that's what he's there for, to pick up the garbage, and he
That's
didn't know
depressing.
a person was there. You forget about the people that are going to have to live with that horrendous thing
Sad.
that they did.
Okay.
Very
That's
sad.
sad.
Very
yes.
depressing. Tell me about my little world traveler.
My world traveler. So my daughter went to Italy with her daughter and the daughter's boyfriend, and they had some time and they enjoyed themselves going sightseeing. And in a few days, they traveled next door to Greece because my daughter's daughter, which is my granddaughter, was in a wedding for her best friend who was getting married in one of the islands in Greece. So instead of Kelly coming home, she said to me beforehand, instead of me coming home alone, would you fly down and meet me so we can stay together and do the rest of the sites? I said, because I've been to Greece before with the McDonough family, but remember when we wanted to get off the
Couldn't get
the
off.
ship?
Taxi cab strike.
That's right, they had a taxi cab strike and all the taxi cabs circled the buses and we couldn't get off. So they took us to Mykonos. And John McDonough must have liked that because none of the women on the beach had tops on. I said, "What? I'm not gonna be wearing Rome."
Those are
with
the good old days.
Romans."
Wait, it was hot there, though.
So
No wonder they had no tops on. It was so hot.
yeah, it was very beautiful. This is an island where the buildings are white, stucco, and the roofs are nice blue. That blue, if you went to the Athenian
Yeah.
Tawny, you'd see that. So that was beautiful. But I never did get to see the Parthenon, the Acropolis. I never seen all this. So she says to me, Ma, you didn't see that. Come on down with me. So I took a plane. I went to Greece. I met her. And Danny Rourke, the mayor, says, do you not want to go to Geneva? I said, I do, but I'm going to be in Greece, and I'll have to come all the way home, and da-da-da-da. It worked out so perfect that we could bring someone, but we had to pay for them. And I said, Cal, want to go just 3 hours away to Geneva, Switzerland? So that's where we went. And then we had a day free to ourselves. And I said, how far away is France? So France, Annecy, France is an hour away. So we took a bus and we went to Annecy. So beautiful. So yes, so if you want to stop and think of it, Kelly, within 2 weeks, went to Italy, Greece, Switzerland, and France. So
Lovely.
she did wonderful. I didn't go to Italy again, but it was fun. It was fun, yes.
So you had great pictures. So
Yeah.
you've been to Dubai. You've been all over the place.
She's my traveling partner. We've been to India. We're going to go back to India either February and March because the daughter is getting married.
Oh.
And so,
That'll be spectacular.
But when people that are of different nationalities, like Cambodian people, like I remember going to the wedding of Paul Rathayem and his wife Robin. They don't marry in an hour. They marry, the ceremony goes along for a week. It's a week. Just like the Indian people, they do the same thing. It's amazing.
Just backing the bus up a little bit, coming
Yeah.
from the audience. That's a shell game played in Massachusetts. The state funds cities to the tune of 70%. And the cities agree to have the drug-addicted homeless live on their streets. The towns will pay extra to keep the trash away. Thank you for your comment.
Wow.
Well, I'm not fond of seeing homeless people around the city, but I wouldn't want to call them trash. They're somebody's child, they're somebody's mother or father. They have a drug problem, and it's up to those of us who are stronger to help them. And I say help them not by aiding and abetting. I say help them by getting them off the street and try to rehabilitate them. I think that's it. I'm not saying it's an easy fix, it isn't, but I don't want to call them trash. They're human beings. I mean, what they do is trashy, like rob.
But they don't even
Well, since
know
you're picking
what they're
that
doing.
word out of what they just said, do you think that's why the state funds us 70%?
I don't think the state does enough for the homeless in terms of recovery. Not aiding and abetting, we should switch that to recovery now. They need a facility to be overseen and helped.
Well, going back to my late great friend George Anthes, the poor people's business is a good business. The not-for-profits that we hold with halos, they all have halos. They're doing a fantastic job. They don't have an end game. They just want to increase the. You know how many homeless we're helping now? We're helping 100,000 homeless. Send your homeless to me. I want to help them. There's no end game. They just want to increase their numbers. I used to help 100 homeless. Now I'm helping 1,000 homeless. Give me more money. Look at page 7. Look at the tax return. How much is the CEO making? The chief dog of the I will help you empire is making 100, 150, 200. They're making almost as much as the city manager is. And they call themselves a not-for-profit halo person.
I know what you're saying there. I hear what you're saying.
There's no end game.
Well, because there's no accountability. They keep getting the money, usually from the feds, and they don't have to come up with any figures. They don't have to come up with any
The more
results.
homeless I have, the more money they give me. Even the federal government doesn't say, what's your end game?
But, well, that's where it starts, isn't it? And they're not a good example on any level. You know, I have to laugh on the redistricting, and everybody, oh my goodness gracious, the Democrats are so upset with the redistricting. That I have no representation in Massachusetts. Not one representative in Washington for Republicans. Not one. How is that
Well, are you
not
Republican?
gerrymandering? Huh?
Are you Republican?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
come
Democrat
on
for
now,
years.
I knew that.
Oh, I'm unenrolled.
Oh yeah, I know. I made a stand on it years ago.
Uh,
See, I discuss the parties. The parties, it's a matter of our side's got to win. I mean, when we elected Lori Trahan, I voted for an American. I didn't vote for a Democrat. And she's sitting on the, I've got my blue socks on. I'm a Democrat. Lori, I thought you were an American. Why is the government closed?
Mhm.
Get
Well-
rid of that blue. Quit your party.
You know, they won't even work together. What can I say?
Act like Americans. Why is the government closed? They're all getting paid.
Well, that's right. There it is right now.
Their staff's getting paid. They made damn sure.
The government would be
They're getting
open if
And
they
the hell
weren't
with the
getting
people
paid.
who are in the service. The hell with the air traffic controls. The hell with everybody else. Snap. Now tomorrow, we're shutting them off. And the governor, the bleeding heart governor, and I like the governor. She's a very nice woman,
I'm sure.
but she's a bleeding heart liberal. Cough it up, baby. You'll get the money back from the feds. Cough it up. Keep the SNAP benefits going.
yes,
And she's
now-
saying, oh no, that's not what the Democrats want me to do. Shut them off.
Yeah, what I don't understand. As I say, well, it's lovely for Schumer and them to be in Washington. They're getting their pay every day. They don't lose a penny.
See, I see it as it's a party game. I think once you're elected, you have to quit your party. It's never going to happen, but that would help the United States to vote
But-
as an
but wait a
American,
minute.
not as a party person.
There have always been parties. They were never at an impasse the way
Now
they
they're
are now.
vindictive.
No, the way they are now. No, you had Reagan and Tip O'Neill, and they all worked together. They didn't on something. They did have an end game. Now it's all I hate you. The hostility. They can't work together. How can you get anything accomplished? Now I don't know. The voters going to say, I don't want to do this anymore? I'm not going to vote for these people that won't work with somebody.
Well, I remember back 15, 20 years ago, I used to do the cameras for school committee and city council. And you'd hear them in what's called the cloakroom, saying, you know, that guy's a Republican, you know. Being a city councilor or school committee person, it's not a political thing. But every city councilor knows who the Republican person is in the crowd. Every school committee person knows who the Republican person is in the crowd. And they're vindictive towards that person.
Well, it didn't used to be as bad as it is now, John.
It's even worse now, because
Yeah.
they won't admit it. That's not true.
Well, nobody's asked me in a long time. And we run non-denominationally. There's no Democrat or Republican.
Do we have any Republicans on the,
Well,
on the city council?
I don't,
I have no idea.
I
to be
don't ask
perfectly
No, I'm
honest
asking
with you.
Rita.
I'm sure we do. I just don't ask to, because we don't run like that.
Never heard such a thing, right?
Well, no, not on the city council or school committee. No, it's non-denominational. We don't declare ourselves when we run that I'm Rita Mercier running at large as a Democrat or a Republican. We don't say that. We don't declare it.
I understand.
It's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know
'Cause They
why.
would say in the
Local
back of
elections.
the cloakroom who was gay, who was a Republican, who was all kinds of what religion they were. All happened in the cloakroom. You know he's not Christian. You know she's this. You know she's that. You know, it all happened in the cloakroom, and they're like, wow.
Well, the cloakroom was tough in the beginning when I was there. I was sworn at, I was called names, this, that,
It
and
was
the
off
other.
camera, off mic.
I was declared something that I wasn't.
I used to
don't
watch
know.
one city councilor every single week. would toss his unopened packet in the barrel at the end of the meeting. He never even opened his packet.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gee,
I know who you're talking about.
well,
I bet
Well,
you do.
I'm hoping, I certainly do. I hope that.
I'll guess it at the end of the, I'll
the
call you later.
the
It wasn't
district-
me,
No, I think this whole form of government in Lowell now has changed a lot of that, because it is, you're not being represented by everybody from one district. I like what has happened.
Well, I will tell you that it's hard to change, and as you get older, it's even more difficult to change. I liked it the way that it was, but
I did too.
But I said, if this is what we have to do to change, I'll try to be amenable to it and give it a shot. And the way that I see it now, I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
I do too. I think
And I gave it a chance, and I said to myself, more people are getting an opportunity that probably wouldn't have had it before. So
that's why I
that's
just
right.
wish, and you're not going to see it in Washington. I wish they'd do just that. They'd stop and then look and say, well, okay, let's just each give a little, and I'll try it. Let's just see, right? And
That's right.
they're not, they're not seeing any good. No matter what happens, it's negative, and I don't understand this hostility. I mean, I've had presidents that I didn't like, but I didn't have the hostility. I certainly didn't wish them dead.
No.
When you hear people say, I want them dead, that's bizarre.
That is bizarre.
That's
Give 'em a
antisocial
chance.
behavior. Now, where are they getting that? Are they being taught that at home? Are they being taught that in school? I don't know where they're getting this hostility that it's just it rolls off their tongue. It's just acceptable. Well, it's not acceptable. It's anti-social behavior,
Yeah.
and it's time they step up. And I don't know if who's going to do that. Who's going to go up and say, somebody's going to come out of and they will. Somebody will appear, and they've got to. Because I miss the days of seeing the humor. Now, I happen to see humor in Trump, some of the things he says, because I don't even think he takes himself too seriously. So why is everybody, just get over it. Just represent your people, your constituents. Do the right thing by them, and keeping the government closed is not doing the right thing. Sit down. They've had it their way for a very long time. And as for gerrymandering, don't talk to me because I'm from Massachusetts. And, and so they've made the districts very clear. But I never thought in politics all my life when you saw that. It never crossed my mind that what you did was you tried to work to get to somebody elected that would fix this, that would change it, and they don't want to do that. They won't over, and it's caused complacency, and that's unfortunate.
But this is the way I see government and my purpose on the council all these years. And I've said it time and time again. It isn't what I'm doing there. It isn't my ideas that I did this. I did a lot of things because of people that gave me their message to bring forward. So, and I like to give them the credit for it. The best ideas don't come from the city councilors. They come from your constituents that
Right.
say, hey, I was thinking about this. What do you think we implement that? Sure, I'll bring it forward. So that's just what we do. We're just a messenger. We're a link. Or there's that word again, but I'm a link between the public, the voters, the residents, whatever, the people in the city of Lowell that give you an idea or a thought and say, can you bring it forward? Sometimes I might agree with them, sometimes not, but I bring their message forward, and people say to me, gosh, is that all you do is do a moment of silence in darkened chamber? It isn't because I'm the person that does that. No, people ask me. I did 2 moments of silence. Well, I had 3, but I didn't say anything to anybody but Wayne did the one for Christine O'Connor's father. I was gonna do that. I never said anything, but took that one off the list. But the other two were from people that I met along the way this week that said, hey, can you do this for my neighbor? This is a neighbor, and could you do that? I said, sure. And this one said, could you do that? A lot of the times I do them, I don't even know these people.
Well, no,
I do
but-
them because
okay.
people ask me. What am I gonna say? No, I'm not, I don't know that person. I'm not bringing that forward for you.
Can I ask, in the big scheme of things, you can't spare a moment of silence to honor a person that lived a life in the city? I mean, don't they deserve that respect?
And I
Have
do-
we lost respect for humanity?
Yeah, and then I say at the very end, every time I say it, and I want to offer a moment of silence and darkened chamber to all those who passed away since our last city council meeting, trying to include everybody, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I try to do. I
Well-
try to be fair. I try to think of everybody. It's not easy sometimes, but you do the best that you can with what you have, so.
I know.
But I enjoyed it all these years, yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Well, I think that you've got a pretty good council
I
working
think we have a
together.
wonderful council, I really do, and I'm gonna say it again and again, I think so. I think so. I think people
Well,
are
I think
trying
the district,
very
I'm
hard.
seeing an improvement in the parks, I'm seeing an improvement.
Rita, on the mayor issue, do you want to
Sure.
be mayor or no?
Oh,
I would love to be mayor again, but I'm gonna tell you that I think that Danny Rourke is doing a pretty darn good job, and he's got that front runner project, and do I wanna snap him out of there in midstream? I don't know that I wanna do that, so I don't see myself as, yeah, I know, so let me be direct.
Blunt.
No, I guess I would not. I would not. I would like to be. I don't ever see the votes
So who are you
there.
going to vote for mayor?
If it were today, I'd say Danny Rourke.
Understood. Thank you.
That's my answer. I think he's doing a
I
darn
think he's
good
done a very
job.
good job.
I think he's done a wonderful job. I'm not gonna deny that. And he's very amenable to people. When we have a concern or a problem, he's right there calling you back. If he isn't answering the phone right away, which he usually answers the phone.
Yeah?
I respect him immensely. I think he's doing a wonderful job.
Thank you for your answer.
Yep.
I think back, and he's become such a statesman.
Had I be younger and wanted it again, I would. But I'm not the young goat anymore. I'm the old goat.
Well, yeah.
So what time do you have to scoot to work? Just so I'll watch the clock.
Well, I'll leave at 7:30. I usually start work at 7:30 now, when I get out at 3:30. But I can do it for
If I just slide,
That's
good.
early.
8 to 4. So I'll leave at 7:30. I'll get to work at
Thank you.
15.
And
So how's the
Yes.
campaign going?
It's going good. I'm going to be honest with you. I wish I could go door to door a little bit more, but my lungs say, I know what you want, but it ain't going to happen. So I do the best I can with trying to meet as many people as I can.
So
Well,
when
at
you
this point,
when you hear complaints from people, like yesterday we had Sean McDonough was here yesterday, and I asked him about each district, each part of the district, because as you know, he's District 4, starts at the Dracut line, and it snakes its way through the city, through downtown, and all through this neighborhood, right up to the connector. And I was surprised that different parts of the city have different achings going on. So what are you hearing in your district? You're citywide. So what are you hearing? What are the complaints you're hearing?
Well, in my district, they don't talk.
Actually, you're citywide, so you have the
Yeah,
whole city.
yeah.
I misspoke.
Well, like I said before, people are concerned about the homeless. People are concerned about potholes in their streets, and for their money, they don't want to have to go in ruts. But let me just tell you, no matter how good you do in a street, in the spring when the frost melts and, you do have frost heaves and it does create potholes, but I think if you look around and see all the streets that have been paved, new and sidewalks, we're continuing that.
Now
It's not like,
take that microphone, slide it to the edge of the glass.
oh, right here? Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
can hear
hear
you better
me.
now, go ahead. So, Sean McDonough yesterday, over by Top Donut, so what's happened over by Top Donut? He says, biggest complaint, parking.
Well, we did have an issue last night with parking that we wouldn't have realized unless people brought it to our attention. And we suspended the rules to allow the man to speak soon in the meeting instead of being there all night long, because it was a long meeting. He lives on Rockdale Avenue. There's probably about, he didn't say it, I asked him privately, he said about 15 homes. But there's this one lot, and it fits about 8 cars. Now, the homes on that street, they don't have a driveway to park in, and the street is so darn narrow that if you're parking in the street in front of your house, it's going to leave not much room for anybody to get by. So that empty lot that the city owns, that's where 8 cars park, and they get out of the way, and that's fine. Well, the city owns it and put it out to bid for someone to buy it. Can you see a home being built there, and nobody's going to be able to park there? There's 8 more cars that are going to be out. It's going to be a nightmare. So he brought it to our
I'm
attention.
glad he did.
And I know, and we asked the city manager, please work with this guy. Do we need the money that bad in the city?
Yeah,
that
we
we're- Well, not to get 8 people, 8 families upset to the
Rita,
point where,
it's just a matter of, when you guys went to making people pay for parking until 8 PM, changed my mind about the city council. It's about greed. We spend way too much money in the city of Lowell.
and having said that, if you go in front of City Hall, the part of the City Hall that faces the downtown, not the one that faces
Yeah, okay. The main
all right,
entrance.
so
The
you know
main
that,
entrance, yeah.
that entrance, right? So the street in front of it is Arcan Drive, but it's called also Worthing Street Extension. So
I
what's,
never knew that.
yeah, I didn't either, but so what's happening there is we have a EV charging unit there for someone to charge their car. Then we have 2 handicap parking spots. That's right, but we had 15-minute parking signs for people to come and park there and go
Smart
in
move.
and pay their bill.
Smart move.
But they eliminated that, so, and-
Who's the they?
well, the traffic department,
Oh,
they
the
took,
city council.
okay, so say city council, which I didn't realize, but here's the thing. But it came to my attention that there's no way for people that are elderly, that are not disabled, to park there for 15 minutes to go into City Hall and pay their bills. So Liz Altman, she's the traffic engineer, she said, if you want to make it from 15 to a half an hour, because sometimes people take longer in City
Yeah.
Hall, we're going to have one of those spots. So according to the ordinance that was in it, it was already a 60-day trial, so they're going to have that sign there. And if 15 minutes ain't long enough, they'll make it a half an hour. Because just because you have a handicap, not all seniors have a handicap placard,
That's
so
right.
that ain't going to help them. But the 15 minutes to pay your bill, I want people to be able to feel comfortable.
Well, do you have a handicapper yet?
Not me, no, I don't.
Oh, my God.
But
it's
I am
fantastic.
elderly, so,
You pay, it's free parking at the beach.
yeah, I don't, but I can't. Even though I have a pacemaker, I don't
You
consider.
could tell your doctor.
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, I love mine.
And Ralph said
Linda,
the
do you have
same
one?
thing.
No.
No.
Oh, I love it. Oh, my God. You pull up to
I'm
a parking
sure.
spot, it's $15 an hour.
What
You
is-
put that handicap, pink,
Wait a minute, what is your disability, John?
emphysema.
I have a touch of that.
Okay, talk to your doctor.
No, I don't want it.
Okay, if you don't ask, you don't get. Like, you know,
Well-
if you walk up to Gary's Ice Cream and you don't ask for something, they won't put anything out the window. Did you know that?
Yeah, I do
If you don't
know
ask, you
that.
don't get.
Yeah, I know
But
that.
why do you think I'm here? Well, what do you want? I'm not gonna ask.
And I
You
bet
don't
you
ask-
never smoked. I bet you never, did you ever smoke?
I love smoking. And when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask St. Peter, where can I get a pack of Cools up here?
Oh, really? I never knew that you smoked.
Oh, I love smoking.
Oh, wow, so did I. That's my problem. Yeah.
No, it's the embalming fluid that got me.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
No, it was just the way of the world. Back when I
Oh.
started, I'd be in the room where they're fixing the people up, and my eyes would start tearing up. They'd call me a baby. They would call me a baby because I wanted to wear gloves. Nobody wore gloves. They didn't wear gloves.
Wow.
And no matter, because I went to different funeral parlors around Lowell, because my uncles were very popular, my granduncles were. So it would be in this person's morgue or that person's morgue, and they're smoking and eating and drinking coffee, and they're like, wow, what a world. And I finally went home and told my mother. It was my mother that told my father, you're not going to do that to this kid. So they got a exhaust fan in the morgue.
Oh.
Wow.
Very
So
good.
I got to wear gloves, no questions asked.
Oh, that's good.
Now, how long did you smoke, John?
Oh, I probably smoked 30 years.
Gee.
I loved it.
Yeah, me
Absolutely. I
too.
started smoking when I was like 15.
Gee, I never knew that you smoked.
Loved it.
Cigarettes are $10 a pack
Jeez.
on average.
Thank God I stopped 21 years ago.
That's in New Hampshire.
Well, did you smoke, Linda?
Never.
Oh.
And everybody in my family did. Of course, they all
Wow.
died.
Because I can remember going into people's houses, these wakes, and would put cigarettes out. I would open up a case, a carton of cigarettes.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Take them out of the packages and put them there so people could just pick up. There were Marlboros and Camels.
Wow, I didn't know that, or I would have went to visit you a little more often.
No, and if they sold a mahogany casket, they had cigars out.
Well, I remember
Wow.
when they used to, they would give them to you on the plane.
Yeah, I remember smoking on a plane going to California.
So
It was the way of the world.
very bizarre.
Gee.
The brown nicotine all over the walls, all over. Remember looking at your fingers, your cigarette fingers?
Yes,
You'd have nicotine
yes.
on your fingers.
Yes, I do.
Well, it isn't just the nicotine on the smoking; it's that even candles. And I love candles.
Me too.
But you get the carbon on the
Yeah, well, what
walls.
you're doing to your lungs, whatever's in that candle's all in your house.
Oh, I
Right.
guess you're not getting a candle
No,
this year.
so
So
well,
you don't
no.
want a candle,
Oh no,
huh?
I burn them all the time. But I know causes. I know, I should probably be painting my walls more often. But I love candles. I just love the
Now,
smell.
I know that you gave me a beautiful bottle of perfume last Christmas, and I love it. And I would have worn it today, but I didn't, because when I go to work, we have a woman that works with us. She's highly allergic to the smell of perfume,
Really?
and we cannot wear perfume. And I honor her by not doing
that's
that.
good
I
of
would
you.
not do
You
that.
shouldn't. I agree with you on that.
So
sort
that's
of
why
thing.
you don't smell that perfume today. I don't wear it when I go to work.
The opium.
Because I know how it is for someone to have an allergy. My daughter Kelly is highly allergic to shellfish. And remember Ricardo's down there on Gorham Street? My Kelly and I went in there many years ago, and I said, oh, these are Steve Jedrin's sisters. So we shook their hand, and within 2 seconds, my Kelly said, I have to go to the hospital. I said, what's wrong? She said, I don't know. I shook that lady's hand that you introduced me to. They were eating oysters. Wow. I brought her to the hospital, and it was a nightmare to see the reaction that was taking place. She's so fanatical about her allergy that she carries like 6 EpiPens. It's not a joke.
She's smart.
She's frightened by it.
Smart to do that.
She wears it. She goes by the delicatessen and the seafood place in this market basket, and she's got her hands over her mouth. I've seen it 3 times, and I don't want to see it again. And the doctor says you will get sicker. The spell will get sicker, worse each time, and it's
Wow.
true. It's true.
Well, the first time's the worst because you
Well,
don't know what the hell's the matter with you.
I know. That's right. I
Yeah.
remember the very first time, and she wasn't brought up like that. We were brought up at Eastman's. My two boys worked on Eastman's fishing party boats. We had a trailer there for them to live there in the summer, and we'd go always to the Max Clam Bar and all this stuff. We always had seafood. It never bothered her. Till one day she was 40, and she was picking her daughter up at school, and the little girl that was her girlfriend, and they went to a tea shop,
30 seconds.
and Kelly says to the waitress, "If you were me, what would you eat?" She said, "I like these crab cakes." So she said, "I'll have a daughter of the crab cakes," and that was the end of that.
That's interesting.
It was,
Now, on the other
And
hand,
we'll be back.
Oh, okay.
oh, I'll be there.
Here we
Glad
go,
it's
kids.
Okay.
tonight instead of tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
That's,
Kim, right?
Welcome back to City Life. I'm Linda Bown. I'm your host. I have Councilor Rita Mercier and Councilor John Descoteaux, who has a party tonight at Mount Pleasant.
Yep, 5:30 to 7:30.
So hopefully we'll
And-
see you all there.
That'd be great. Good seeing you, ladies.
Good to see
nice
you.
seeing you.
How are things in the Highlands?
Highlands, we're doing pretty well. Doing a lot of walking and knocking right now, and Actually, this week I've been basically going back to the houses that I just put hangers on and didn't get to actually say hi to
Wow.
people. So I want to make sure I do that. I personally think that's the way to do it, is to actually face-to-face with the person rather than just
Absolutely.
somebody throwing a piece of literature on the front porch, you know what I mean?
Well, I like to think that I campaign every day, but I want you to know that I think the world of you, and I hope people vote for you, because you have been very impressive as a city councilor, and I'm very happy to have you on board, so.
Thank you very much. That
you
that
have-
means a lot
You
to me.
have my endorsement there, Sunshine.
Somebody call the little son right now.
Not that they care about what I say, but
Has there been a change in your district as far as the residents? Is there a lot of turnover in the Highlands?
You know what? I will tell you this, that the majority of the houses that I have knocked on, and the people that, obviously I've been living in the Highlands for 34 years, they've lived there for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
Passed down through generations and lived in the same house their whole lives. It really is amazing the amount of people that have just stayed there. They've kept up their houses. I mean, there's beautiful parts of the Upper Highlands that,
Oh, yeah, I like the
I mean,
Highlands.
keeping the character of that neighborhood is very important to me. That's why I'm kind of against that multi-zoning thing. I like to keep the character of the neighborhood going.
yeah.
And that's important, and that's important for the city, too. But am I totally against, additional housing throughout the city? No, I know there's pockets in the city that we could put more housing. But as it pertains to the Highlands, I'm pretty sure that we've used up just about all the land that we have, and Hadley Park is 99% done. That park is going to look tremendous. I have also asked Assistant Manager Giovanni Baez-Rose that we're looking at repurposing Gallery Park as well. I'd like it to look like a kind of a mini shed park.
Yeah.
Where,
Nice.
If you go there now, there's 3 volleyball courts that kids actually drag over there, put them into the fields, and they play there. And it's great to see that,
Yeah.
rather than getting in trouble,
Yeah.
they're playing there now. So I think what I'd like to see, and Giovanni understands what I'm looking for, is a couple of volleyball courts. Still keep 2 out of the 3 ball fields there that we have. Pickleball court, that type
That's
of
the
thing.
big one.
And I'd like to see a walking court around the whole field.
Yeah.
So people can, walk around and have some benches and just a nice atmosphere, a nice open space too, for the neighbors. Obviously, we knew that there was an RFP that went out earlier, probably two months ago, for the field, but we kind of squashed that really quick because the neighbors were not in favor of that.
Well, and
And they were pretty vocal about it too.
that's why you're a good counselor. You pay attention to the people that actually are affected by it.
That's right.
You have to be. I mean, this lady here, that's what she's done for 30 years. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't, you're not going to be in that position for
No.
for a little bit of a while.
Yeah, and people say, how does she get elected? Because she does do that. She listens and she responds, and
She
Thank
likes
you,
to
my
talk. She
lovely.
likes to talk too.
Yes, I do.
But because I've always loved the Highlands. That's even in high school. That was where I was,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't from the Highlands. And I always stand at the Daily for Rita Mercier.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. Yes, you do.
You're going to be there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. I'm going to give you a sign too.
See how he works it? See?
Very smooth.
Yesterday I was doing it. I got 7 or 8, 8 or 9. I got
Yeah.
all these names.
Yeah,
penciled.
yeah.
After 2, I won't be at the Daily. So. Of course, I can't do it earlier now because I'm working.
Yes, very good.
Where
I'm
you
proud
working?
of you.
Housing Authority in Tingsboro.
Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, we had an announcement last night, which was big for the Highlands, and actually everybody was the Westford at Stedman Lights will be working by hopefully next
right,
Friday.
that's right.
That's one of the worst intersections in the city for
Yeah.
accidents.
Because you do your job, that's
Yes.
why.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah. Eric and I had put that motion in. Eric,
Yeah.
I think, had put it in 3 years ago, to tell you the truth. So we kind of stayed on that. But
Well,
that's definitely an intersection that needs it. So they've done a great job over there. I got to hand it to traffic engineer Liz
Yeah,
Altman.
Liz, she's wonderful.
Isn't she something?
She is, yeah.
She must have had 10 things on the agenda
She
last
did. I was exhausted just listening to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's getting rapid fire from all the councilors.
Well, I can imagine.
Yeah, common measures for this street,
We
for
want
this one.
speed humps, we want this repaved, we want this done. Yeah, the poor
Now,
dog.
let me ask you, councilors, a lot of streets in this neighborhood are turning one way. Is it temporary? Tried it for 60 days, or this forever?
Well, we usually try something for 60 days first to see, does it work out? There's times when it doesn't work out, and then we reverse it and put it back to where it was. But a lot of the times, we do the 60-day trial, and if it sticks, we keep it that way permanently. But you need an ordinance to do that, and it has to be on the books. You can't just say, oh, let's get this four-way stop over here. It has to be in conjunction with an ordinance.
So backing my question up again,
Oh, I didn't answer it?
no.
Okay, go ahead there.
The streets in this neighborhood,
Yes, they'll stay that way if people want it that way.
That they will, Liz will actually
no,
put a survey
are
out.
they under 60-day trial, or is it forever?
Oh, are you talking about Elm Street and Chapel?
All that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think
would-
it's on a 60-day
It
trial.
is on a 60-day.
Okay, so if you don't like it, you got to bitch to your city councilor right away.
Well,
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Liz Altman reaches out to the neighbors as well.
Yeah, I see her she opens a window at City Hall, sticks her hand out,
But it's a big
Hear
speaker. It's a
anything.
big speaker, so the whole city can hear.
but it doesn't listen. So I would say if you don't like Linda Street being one way, or John Street being one way, or Rita Street being one way, you got to call your city councilor. I don't like this.
and you know what I'm saying about that? If you live on Elm Street or Chapel Street, they have the priority. If John McDonough lives 5 streets away and he don't like it, it's not what you like, it's the immediate abutters.
Well, see,
they
what's going to
feel.
happen is Frank and Ernie Street. Okay, that side street that goes down, I think it's called
Whipple?
Whipple,
Yep.
Whipple. It's one way. You
Yes.
guys are making it one way. Well, the city's making it one way. If the neighborhood, what's going to happen is, people are going to use Crosby Street instead. I mean, I know that neighborhood like the back of my hand, so I
Yes,
mean,
yeah.
I can spout this stuff off like, but the
Because
people on
it's very
Crosby,
narrow on those streets. I lived on Whipple Street for many years, and so,
Crosby Street will be the cut-through. So the people on Crosby are going to get ticked off because they're going to get a lot, now their kids get these people flying down the streets.
I
Cutting
don't know
through.
that you can
Rita brings
fly.
up a good point, because actually when I worked at the Lowell Public Schools, and one of the stops was Central at Whipple, but to go down with special needs buses and vans and having traffic come the other way
Yeah,
with
tough.
with snow on both sides,
Mhm.
you couldn't do it.
Right.
So that was
That's
was
the
a reason.
purpose of it.
It
Well,
really was.
once we get over this re-election race that we're going through, I'll put my,
Oh, you think my mind will change, my opinion
no,
will
no,
change
once-
after the election?
no, once this election season's over, whether it's Wayne or it's Sean, I'm gonna get on their back about, I want a stop sign at the top of, Wamisit. Because right now, people get off the Lowell Connector, they take a right on Gorham, they take a left on Back Central, they fly down the street, they get out on Mill Street to Lawrence. There's no stop signs. Meanwhile, everybody's trying to go to Belvedere.
Well, you have the yield sign that's coming around that rotary right there. So why would you need a stop sign there?
To stop the scoundrels flying down Central Street with their eyes closed, taking advantage of that yield sign.
And I can appreciate that, John, but I will tell you, I brought up one last night for Sanders Ave for calming measures, using it as a cut-through to get to Lincoln
I love
Parkway.
the calming measures. Listen to this.
Well, you have
Go ahead,
to
go
look
ahead.
at the
I'm
traffic
just
engineer
picking on
has to
you.
do it. Listen,
I can only pick on you
there
when
was
you're
a
here.
reason why we, as a council, voted to bring down the speed limit to 25 miles an hour. Sure, are there still people that are speeding? Sure. Have the police department written out more citations than ever? Yes, they have. Okay, so sure, there's people that are still speeding. I understand that, but I think we put a good effort through of trying to minimize that. But it still happens. I live on Viola Street, right off of Stevens and Chelmsford Street. It's a dragway sometimes. It really is. We put up those speed limit, Captain Damaris put those up for a month for me, and it did help a little bit, but you still have those cars that'll go 45, 50 miles an hour on the street.
Because we can make all the rules and ordinances and signs, but we cannot instill common sense and courtesy
A
in
stop
some
sign's a
drivers.
stop sign.
I don't know how we can do that.
What we have over at the top of, and I'll stop this because it's just one little dinky part of Lowell, and the people at Tewksbury couldn't care less about this intersection, and I don't blame them. All I'm telling you is, we need a stop sign at that intersection, and they'll stop that, everybody flying down, because the people on Beck Central don't like the people cutting through just to get down to Mill Street. They don't like it. They have kids too.
There's one at Westford at Foster, and I'm sure Christine probably told you about this one. Half of the people don't stop because it's as if there should not be a stop sign there. It's right next to the Legion, American
Okay.
Legion right there. And I swear to God, that we've had accidents there, even though that stop sign is there, people still either don't, they said, there's never been a stop sign here. Well, it's been up for about a year now, you know, but people just don't pay attention to it. And, because it's very difficult coming out of those side street sales, Foster.
Yeah.
You can't, unless we put those no parking signs 10 feet before the street on Westford, like you can't park any closer to the curb, you can't see. You have to really get your car right out to onto Westwood Street just to take a left or a right, and it's dangerous. But obviously another street that, you know, that's a straightaway
down
right
here,
there.
Rita Mercier has corrected this countless times at Elm and Gorham. The light 30 seconds green both ways. It should be 45 seconds green for Gorham Street. And Rita gets that fixed all the time, and as soon as we lose power,
Yeah, it
the
goes
dumb
back.
light goes
Oh,
back
really?
to 30
Yeah.
and 30.
It goes back?
And so those people coming down the connector, they wonder why they can't get through that light,
They're getting caught. Yeah, that makes sense.
because we have a stupid traffic light there. And because it's at the end of my street, it's never gonna have a smart traffic light because I don't get along with the manager. So, that's my takeaway.
They used to be. Now, I'm going to tell you, down here, there was a smart, down at Thorndike Street, that
Don't-
light.
we're not
that
gonna
used to
stop-
be
we-
very smart. It isn't too smart anymore,
Well,
but,
because we hired a person who doesn't know how to program the traffic lights, that's
well, that's
related
the
to somebody.
technician, isn't it?
Well, if it's a technical issue, John, like if the power goes out and it comes back and it reverts back to its old way, I mean, I think that would be something we'd be able to tweak.
John, the Lord Overpass was sold, it's remotely controlled traffic lights. They don't have to be on scene to reprogram them. They can be reprogrammed from City Hall remotely. Not gonna be a problem.
Right.
And it is.
I was not a fan of the Lord Overpass.
Well, it's
Once
reality
again,
now.
Wasn't either.
Obviously being in transportation and thinking, wow, there's going to be a school bus lane. There's going to be a lane for the LRTA and the school buses.
That's the
can use
only
it.
reason we could take a left is for the
But-
school bus.
But if you put that extra light in, I mean, and people will tell you, if you're coming up Chelmsford Street and to the lights there, and to get through that full cycle to get to downtown, it's about 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's long. It's
It is a
forever.
long light.
If you're going through the Lord Overpass, bring a bag of chips.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
doubt.
It is tight. I brought that up to Liz too, and it's like, but now I see maybe there was a vision to it, but obviously I think with the front runner program and the infrastructure that we'll need, I think that will come into play.
So,
That's
John, you're
part of it.
knocking doors in your neighborhood. What are you hearing from the people who are answering the door? They love you, they love the city, they love everything. They got any complaints?
Obviously, just like I'm sure any other candidate is knocking on doors is, what can we expect for percentage rate for taxes? What are we looking at?
The big thing is the taxes.
And obviously, I'm not going to lie to them. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between 4 and 5%. We got a huge Lowell High School bill that we're going to start paying on next year. Healthcare costs, who knows what's going on with healthcare right now, but that could be possibly another double digit. There's just so many things. We also do not have any more ARPA money.
Yeah.
So we have positions that we had added in the last 2 years, 3 years, that now, how are we going to fund those? How are we
It's
going?
bye-bye butterfly. We have too many administrators on the school side and on the city side. We got to start saying bye-bye butterfly.
And I'm going to push back a little bit on that.
Okay, I'll listen.
Probably 2-3 years ago, and Rita, you can help me with this. We had people, and I'll say her name, Christine McCall, who was an unbelievable employee here. She left.
Yep.
And the reason why she left is the money was better
Chelmsford.
in Chelmsford. So now that we've said, okay, we need to keep the people that are doing a good job and keep them in Lowell. And I think we have done that, and it has shown that City Hall is ran so much more efficiently than it has in years past. John, you can't deny that. It really has. He's giving me the eyebrow.
I know, I'm
He's
not
giving-
even
I'm
looking
not
at
gonna,
it.
I'm not gonna give everybody a hard time. It's election season. I'll wait till next time.
That's fine. But, yeah, I would say taxes have been on people's minds. Speeding through their streets, another big one, and we've already discussed that, but it is a lot of younger families have moved into Sanders Ave, 2 families that have a couple of kids, and actually those were the 2 that called me up, that I brought up that motion, that, their kids are playing, have a basketball hoop on the street, and like the old days, and car, you
Yeah.
get out of the way. Well, right now, you better move really quickly, because
Jeez.
Sanders Ave is kind of a cut through to Lincoln Parkway, and
Oh,
and so they use that. There's a lot of the side streets on off of Shempson and Stevens. If Stevens is backed up, they'll use Viola, Forest,
yeah.
Norcross, cut through, go to Shempson Street, and go that way. So I think we just got to keep our eye on this. I know Captain Damaris is doing a fine job. He really does, and he keeps everybody informed. Especially I obviously don't go to the other neighborhood meetings, but in the Highland meetings, he's quite comprehensive in giving us the information. So,
Okay, I'm gonna do the announcements. You guys can leave your mics
Oh,
on.
good.
Everybody
Oh,
can hear what you
that's
say, or
Good.
we can, you can shut your mic off if you like. Okay, so tonight, Johnny Dakota's having a party. Shrink it down so you can see the whole thing. Join us for campaign Drive to the Finish to support John Dakota District, Lowell City Council District 8 Upper Highlands tonight, October 29th, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Mount Pleasant Golf Club. You want to talk about this at all, John?
it's basically like it's a campaign drive. Donations are accepted, but I didn't put any money figures on there. You do not have to give money. My point is tonight is to thank a lot of friends and families for the work that they've done supporting me in the last 2 years, and hopefully have the faith in me to get reelected. But that's basically the premise of the fundraiser tonight.
We're gonna have food?
We're gonna have meatballs, chicken wings, pasta
Oh,
salad.
stop it right now. I'm
right,
stopping.
good.
really.
Yep. So
Good, good. Okay, so Kim Scott, gotta shrink this down a little bit.
your plate is gonna be $9.99 though, John. Just so you know.
The committee to re-elect Kim Scott invites you to campaign fundraiser, Kim Scott for Lowell City Council District 5, October 30th, that's this week, it's tomorrow night,
Yep, tomorrow.
at Cavalero's, a delicious steakhouse, 573 Lawrence Street in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. Suggested
Another
don-
counselor doing a great job, Kim Scott.
Suggested donations start at $20 and go up. Hope to see you over there. Now, this is one of the best ideas I've seen in a long time. This is in City Hall. When you go in the front door, there's a place, if you have a tattered flag and you want to get rid of it, bring your flag down to City Hall, you put it in this slot right here and it's gone.
Yep.
And I
And
have,
They're going to give it
Great idea.
a good home, so a tip of the cap to
Yeah.
the manager for putting this out there.
I believe that was Eric Lamash's idea in the Veterans Affairs.
Well, I
department.
have a little bit more faith in Do Nothing Eric Lamarche, but than I had.
Oh, boy.
He's on a roll today this
I
morning.
want to know,
Rita.
who do you like? Is there anybody that you like? Let's hear it, John.
I like you.
Thank you. Oh, I like you too. Oh, my goodness.
And that's, okay, now today is the 29th.
Oh, he likes to see
Oh,
what the
God.
So if you go out to Chelmsford today, the Chelmsford Senior Center, you're gonna have chicken parmesan, pasta, tomato, and cucumber salad with grapes. That's out in charming Chelmsford today.
My niece works there. The food is pretty good.
Yeah?
It really is. It's
Gee.
really good. Just put more salt on it, John. Just put more salt on it. That's all.
Where is a picture of their food? Where is it?
Oh, that's nice.
It came out good, didn't
I
it?
got
Yeah.
their Chelmsford food.
When it comes to food, he'll just he doesn't care who's
There
here.
there is the Chelmsford.
Then he becomes very
Yeah,
pleasant.
he's a good guy when we're talking about
This is the
food.
Chelmsford lunch when we went.
Oh, yes, the boring
And how much did it cost you, John?
PSL.
How much did it
It
cost?
was exactly what it was worth, $2.50.
There you go. You got what you
Wow.
But
bought
they have
for.
no change, so you have to pay $3. So,
That's cute.
That's not bad for $3.
no, but
What's in the round thing? Pudding or something?
A pear.
something.
Oh, it's a pear?
Pudding.
It
Oh,
looks
pudding.
pudding. It looks like pudding.
Yeah, but
Something.
it was pear. I remember
It was-
this from last week.
Butterscotch.
okay.
Butterscotch.
It was
Butterscotch.
okay. It was worth exactly $2.50. The
He
milk
didn't like
was
the
great.
salad. He didn't like the salad.
Or you could have stayed home and made a peanut butter and jelly
And
sandwich.
he liked the
right?
chicken, but he didn't like the rice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that looks
today
good.
we're going to the Drake Senior Center.
Okay, what's there today? Drake it, do you have
Well,
it?
both in Drake and Tewksbury, they both have the same lunch. And today they're going to have turkey Waldorf salad, turkey, celery, mayo, and grapes, veggie soup, pita bread, yogurt, and juice. Sounds yummy, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah.
Not to me, but-
Now the
We
Lowell's,
have no food in Tingsboro, I
Oh,
asked.
this is gotta be Lowell. This is
Lowell
Lowell.
Senior Center is-
Chicken sandwich with garden salad.
they have lunch 7 days a week. They have breakfast and lunch 7 days a week at the Lowell Senior Center.
Yes, that's
Because
right.
Lowell is rolling in the dough. That's why.
But look at the variety of food, though. There's
So
nothing
today-
that's twice on that.
This chef is
Thank
excellent.
God.
Is that right? Yeah.
He
29
did my son's wedding.
What is it? Oh, the chef. You mean Joe Wilkins?
Yeah.
He's wonderful.
They have chicken sandwich with garden salad. Sounds yummy. But Saturday morning, you can go over there, have a cup of coffee and a little treat to eat. It's nice. Good stuff. Linda, that's it for my announcements. Back over to you, kid.
Okay, now that we know about all the lunches, but Tingsboro has no lunch.
What's the matter with them?
Well, we do
don't
Meals
eat
on
in
Wheels.
Tingsboro?
We just do the Meals on
Oh,
Wheels.
the Meals on Wheels, yeah.
Well, so does Drake it, but you can eat it there.
Not-
Well, I'll know,
not-
next time I see you, I'll know more. It's Drake, it's Meals on Wheels today.
Well, you can, when Colin comes in, you can beat him up about that.
I will be done.
Yes, he'll be happy to.
Oh, I know what I
want.
wanted to bring up, and
Go ahead.
especially with Rita here. And I asked her last night because I wasn't positive she had said that, but at her party, it was about 3 weeks ago at Mount Pleasant,
That's right, right.
she had made a statement that really resonated with me, is that in her 30 years, she believes that this is the best counselor she has worked with.
Yes,
And
I
that,
will say that. I said that, and it's exactly true.
And I will say, if you guys worked like you worked last night, I would agree with you.
expound upon that. What do
Yeah,
you mean
we
by
kind
that?
of
Well, see,
always do.
it was a learning curve, and they've come to the.
Well, I had city councilors jumping up and saying there's this, there's that. They usually sit there with no noise coming out of their mouth. None. So last night's city council meeting, tip of the cap, you guys did a great job last night. And my forecast is the homeless are coming back to the South Common on November 5th, and we'll see.
We had a subcommittee earlier, and it had to do with facilities, and if reelected, that is actually one of my prime things, is that I would love to see a facilities department covering both the city and the school department. I think it'd be a more efficient department, and we'll see where that goes. But I know Councilor Getchier and Councilor
John,
Robbins.
the big disappointment I have with the city right now is you have a water department that doesn't fix their own pipes. Why is that? But that's a conversation for next time.
You're gonna get me after election on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
You can consult with Eric before the,
You think he's a nice guy one minute, then he comes back and hits you
No,
right between
because
the
I-
eyes.
It's like the ocean,
I want to see
ebb and
both.
flow.
I think both of you are excellent city councilors, and would be suited well to keep you both there. That's my own personal opinion.
Oh,
So I'm not
thank you.
gonna-
Thanks.
I'll
Is
beat
that
you
like
up
an
next time.
endorsement?
Is that endorsement
Yes.
from John
You
McDonough?
can put it down, but I don't think it's gonna help
Thank
you.
you so much. We appreciate
Now,
that.
we're not gonna talk about the manager today, so just be
Oh,
aware.
wow.
And we're not with me because it's 7:30 and I have to go to
you gotta
work.
go, I know.
That's right.
I know.
I do.
And I thank you for getting up
I
and
love
coming
the
in.
outfit,
Thank you,
McMahon.
Mike.
Beautiful
Alright.
stuff.
Don't get
I
up.
think-
I
I'm-
can do it. I can do it. I'll get around Linda here, I think. I think
Want me to
so.
jump over John? or-
No,
Yeah.
we're all
Hang in
right.
there, everybody.
Sorry.
We're just doing a little-
Well, yep, bye, baby.
I'll see you tonight, all right?
Thank you. I'll be
Thank
there for you.
All right, thanks.
All right, sorry, it's taking me forever to get out of here.
No, no.
Bye, baby.
I'll see you tonight.
All right, I'll be all right.
And, put this on against my car.
I will, baby. Thank you.
Okay.
So much. Bye, McD.
Bye, McMahon.
Yeah, so I'll be very happy to hold the sign.
Thanks. What time are you gonna be there?
Well, I'm working at the housing authority till 2, and so I'll go away from there
Great, it's great,
and be there till 8. They close at 8, right?
yeah.
You close, yeah. So I'm always there with the Dillons, and
Fallons and,
Yeah.
they're all gonna be there.
I
Great
just know them
families.
all.
Two
you know.
two great families,
They are.
they really
Oh,
are.
see, that's just it in the Highlands. I think of them way back to when I was in high school, and a lot. You're right. It's the same names. It's the
Sure, and their kids fall in the same
Yeah.
footstep as their parents.
So and you look, you see Mike Dillon and
Well, those are the people like in the Upper Highlands that stay active, and they know what's going on in the city.
they know what a neighborhood is supposed to be.
Kathy Dillon, for one.
Yeah.
She's really been pushing for sidewalks on Campbell Drive going to the Bailey School. And she was not going, she was relentless. And I had finally put a motion up that the sidewalks be done in the 26-27 budget cycle. And they just actually finished the surveying. We should have a report soon on what the cost will be, but I think this is something that will definitely get done next year, and, kudos to her and her perseverance.
Well, but isn't that what it is all about? It used to be. I know they went through a period when the councils, the parent councils in the schools were very active. You just have to, if you live in the neighborhood, and I think that's been one of the problems with neighborhoods is they've become complacent.
Yeah.
Someone else will do it.
It's true, I think, it was funny last night when Chancellor Chen was up and she made a presentation, and I could listen to her all day. She's an unbelievable speaker, and telling us giving us an update of, the $25 million that was just given by the state so that Draper could build on the Hamilton Canal District. But I just lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, and that's probably why I'm getting older. I had mentioned that I was an '84 grad from UMass Lowell, and somebody had texted me. I was actually a candidate. Said, I was 1 year old when you graduated, and I just went, oh, my God.
Well, I was teaching the high school
Wait,
then,
you were teaching?
and gone by that time.
I'm not feeling so bad.
Yeah, it's sort of.
I just took a step backwards. I went, oh, my God, yeah.
I have on conservation, Pat Michael, who I taught when I was at Lowell High, and he's turned out pretty good considering he used to drive his motorcycle into high school. So at that time, so he's come a long way, and but yeah, it's interesting though to see how the people that do get active, and it's so important. And
Listen, it has dropped, obviously.
Yes.
We were in our generation back, is that, you have a lot of single parents now, and it's tough for them to get out, certain thing, but my thinking is, if you want to, you will.
Yeah.
Make time, try to get somebody to mind your kids, be involved in the schools. Like like the sped meetings that they have once a month at the schools, there's 4 or 5 parents that come, and 21%, I believe, of the schools are considered special needs.
But it's always going to be that way. It was that way when my son was in school.
Yep.
And granted, when my son was in school, my generation, my parents, the mother was always at home. Then the mothers had to go to work.
Yep.
So that's almost like being a single parent, because you have to jockey around and you have to balance everything, and both parents have to step up. And I don't know what's happening that they, all of a sudden they think they're too busy. I don't think they're too busy. I think the phones have become a big hazard.
I also think, and you bring up an excellent point, I think that was the changing of the guard when mom had to go to work because she had to.
Yeah.
Expenses had gone up in the 70s, and they had to go. My mother took a part-time job at Central Savings Bank. At that time, I had lived in Centerville and Cumberland Road, and she worked 3 days a week, 8 to 4. So those are the 3 days that me and my brother would cause havoc in the house, But it did change a lot of the dynamic of the way families are brought up today, I think.
I see it I have a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old grandchildren, and I see the 9-year-old almost becoming parenticized in that the older one does. But
that's a great word, yeah. It's true.
It used to be, even in the past, when they had larger families, and the kids all took care of the younger ones, and that was
Right.
and so actually it shouldn't have changed that much.
You're right. I spent more time at my aunts and uncles, and don't forget, back then, everybody had 6 siblings and
Yeah.
back then, so
Yeah.
it was easy going over somebody's house who was available.
That's right.
But, but I also think that's how families stay close, too, is that, and, today, people have 2 kids, and if they have a boy and a girl, they stop,
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. Because, first of all, it's too expensive.
That's right.
I can remember my daughter going to Merrimack College, and I'm saying, how me and my wife going to pay for this? It was, obviously we were in an income class that was too high, so we couldn't get any grants and all that.
I know.
And back then it was $40,000 to
That's
send
right.
it to school. Now it's like 60, 65, I think. But,
Yeah.
40, 80, $160,000 over a 4-year period. And, it took me 10 years to pay it off,
I know.
But I also am a firm believer that, and it doesn't go for everybody, but, when we decided to have children, the main thing was that my wife was going to stay home and bring up the kids. I don't eat spaghetti anymore because I had spaghetti 5 days a week back then. So, but you did what you had to do.
Well, that's just it. You have to suck it up and sort of do what you need to do. And I'm not sure this generation is getting that they are going to have to make, some changes in their little lifestyle. It will happen, and they'll have to do
You
it.
bring up another good point, is that, and I'm not saying this generation is wrong. My son is 28 years old. I have a 2-family. They live downstairs, his wife and their 2 kids. And they live for today. When we were brought up, it was, get a part-time job, then you're going to get a job, and you're going to save, and then when you're 62, you're going to retire, you're going to have all this money. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? And I look, because right now, actually, I work a couple of days a week for Jay McKenna. Well, that's me and Jay graduated together. And I see the number of people that I know that have passed away at 60, 61, 62, and I'm saying, maybe this generation isn't so.
That's right, yeah.
I'm going, live for today, I guess, but that's not the way we were brought up. It was, save the money, save your money, and at 62, then you can go to Aruba. But until then, you got Salisbury Beach, and that's about it.
Yeah, I know. But, and we sort of lived for the kids. I think
You did.
You had to.
Yes,
You
no
made
doubt
their
about that.
life. It was all about giving them what you might not have had growing up.
It's true.
And so I don't know that, and you're right, this next generation is saying, maybe not.
Yeah. My mother and father had rented a cottage every year up in Rye Beach, and kept it going all the way through for my kids, and just, my mom passed away, but I mean, but it was something that, will always be in my mind.
See, that's just it. You've got to,
Those are memories that you never forget.
This year I established a thing with my grandchildren. It was Grammy Camp once a week, and I began the summer and I finished the summer. Each week I made sure I did something with them that cost nothing.
Oh, what a great idea.
I took them fishing, no money involved. No, we're not going to any park or the water park. And we went fishing.
You can't go to Canopy Lake. It's going to cost you $200-300.
That's right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. And so it was, I saw the memories that they will have, and that's what I wanted to create.
Nothing wrong with that. That's actually, it's the little things.
Yeah.
And like you said, it didn't cost you a thing. But you know what? They'll have those memories of you and them having a good time. And you know what? So what? I didn't catch any fish. I had a great time.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
day that day,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I tried to teach my granddaughter how to cast, and of course I immediately got it caught in the tree. Exactly that way,
No more
Grammy.
fishing with Grammy. She doesn't know how to fish.
No, and I learned I hate snakes. We learned a lot of things about each other.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but I hope I think the kids are going to have to get back to that because things have gotten so expensive. It's gotten it's out of hand. As you say, you talk about Canopy Lake. You're talking $100.
Well, what did they say? I heard it the other day. I was listening to sports talk radio, and some gentleman called up, and he goes, "I took my wife and my 2 kids to the ball game this summer, and it cost me $800 for the day. That's tickets, parking, food, souvenirs, the whole thing. $800.
That's insane.
And I'm going, wow. I still have the ticket from the very first game I ever went to with my dad. It was 1970. And the ticket was $7. $7.
Yeah.
But now everything has gotten just out of whack. I mean, like Major League Baseball, all those major sports teams, has nothing to do with the fans these days. It's all about the TV.
Yeah.
You know what? They could care less if you had 35 wooden pitches and put them in the stands. It's all about the money from the TV's contracts, and that's sad to see. But when people get $400 million to play a game, I have a problem with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand
That's
this
the kind
whole...
of money that John McDonough makes, That's what it is.
The manager's the big dog in town.
I knew that was coming up. I opened myself up to that
$1,000 a day.
Well, I'm glad that you're still doing the door-to-door, huh?
Yep, and I'll have actually a couple. I think Jimmy Leary's going to come with me Saturday.
Oh, for God's sake, say hi to Jimmy.
I will. The guy's great. I think at the end of last night's meeting, Corey Belanger asked me if he could come along. So we're gonna have a few people
That
on
must be
Saturday.
fun.
And Saturday's supposed to be nice. Next couple of days is gonna rain, but
Yeah, the
Saturday's gonna be a
weekend.
big day. Like I said, I'm gonna probably go by the houses that I just left hangers at. I didn't get to meet the people, but I got to tell you, being retired, it gives me a couple extra hours during the day. You'd be surprised how many people are actually home, but on the Upper Highlands, like I said, people have been living in their houses 30, 40, 50
Yeah.
years. There's a lot of retirees are there, and they open their door to me. And you tend to talk to them more, because some of them, might be living by themselves.
Yeah.
I had one lady this summer, right on Westchester Street. I spent 45 minutes with her, had a glass of lemonade right on her front porch.
Wow, that's awesome.
And she was probably 80, 85 years old, and she was just looking for company and talking. We had a great time, and it took more time than I wanted, but you know what? More than a vote.
That's right.
I had a friend. Now,
Yes,
you know
you've
what I mean?
established
So-
a relationship.
And I had never met her before. Then through talking to her, I knew her daughter, who taught at the Lowell Public Schools. So, small world, but and it's funny. I've been there 34 years. You think you know everybody, but God, I don't even know how. And I give Rita, Eric, Vesna, Sixto credit. Citywide
Yeah.
is a huge, huge task. That's a lot of work. because I know the work that I've done and all the other district councilors have done. It's a lot of work. It really is. Today I'm going to do these 5 streets, 6 streets. You're going to go up and down those streets. Then you're going to take a different. But, it's quite a bit. We go right to the Chelmsford line on Middlesex Street where all those condos are. That's my area. So, and goes all the way right to basically the 99 restaurant. So it is a big area to cover.
Yeah, that is.
But I've enjoyed it. My family, both my kids went to St. Margaret's back then, and both went to, my daughter went to Lowell High, my son went to the Vogue, and they're both doing very well for themselves. So I'll give my wife credit for that, so.
Well, I see, because sitting here, most of the district reps have been in here, and it's manageable, number one, a
Yes.
district. And I was talking to Rita earlier about this. I was not in favor of changing and going to the district, and now I am. It was such a good idea, and so let's just take that point. And could Washington pay attention? Sometimes change it. If you look at it, just listen to what the other people are saying. It may not be a bad idea to try it.
No, understandably, a lot of the decisions that we make as a district council, pertains to citywide.
Yes.
No doubt about it, But when you do have that district representation, you do get to meet the people, and you get to talk to them a little bit more, like I was just saying with that lady. And you get to know what, like John said, what was on their minds. Well, the taxes are on their mind, speeding is on their mind. A lot of the people in the Upper Highlands, very simple people, They keep up their homes, they want to make sure that their neighborhood is clean, and they maintain their houses. And they take pride in it.
Yes.
And that's something that I want to maintain is, obviously, my challenger looks at it a different way and wants to put more housing up, but I firmly believe that to maintain the character.
By the way, your challenger was invited, never called me back. He came here once, never saw him again. Just to let if you haven't seen your favorite city council candidate on the show, it's because they didn't call me back. I called everybody.
I'm too busy working on my campaign to comment on my challenges.
I'm not asking you to do that, I'm just putting it out there.
Thank you.
People say, well, why isn't Candido here? Because he chooses not to call me back. And he's pulling the same stunt with the radio station, and I will say this, any politician who doesn't want to come and talk to the media now will never come to the table.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
But I've enjoyed,
You have to be out there, John, you know that.
Yeah.
In today's world, John, you don't. In today's world, if you have 35 votes, you're going to win.
Yeah.
We have a very small segment of the population, and I tell my friends that are running for office, you would do wise to collect cell phone numbers and send everybody a text the day of election.
That's what I'm going to do, actually.
That's what, yeah.
That's a
And
smart
that's what
thing
it's
to
come
do.
down, but you can't do that if you're not out there you get your core, you get the people that.
Yeah, and I did learn a lot running the first time on, how to canvass neighborhoods,
Yeah.
You're missing this street, you missed this street. Well, you got to kind of put a map saying, okay, today I'm doing these
Absolutely.
streets. Then the next day I'm doing this type of thing. So, are there some houses that I have not gone to, but knowing that they have my back and I know they're going to vote, to save me some time, I have done that. But I've also called those people. So I've had good relationships with them. They call me when, obviously, that 311 system that the city has put up has been huge, because I think every councilor's phone has rang less because you can report a pothole and it's usually fixed within 48 hours. But people still call me, some of the older residents, can you get the pothole fixed over here? Sure. And I believe that's probably one of my biggest assets, is that I have been a very responsive counselor. I don't wait. If it's an email, text, or phone call, I'll call City Hall. I'm not going to wait. I'm not a big motion guy. I don't put a lot of motions in, but the ones I do are relevant. But I like to handle it the day of, if not the day after, and I'll call the people that I know can do the job and get it done within 48 hours.
Yeah, because if you're doing motions, you're just kicking the can down the road. It's going to take, probably a month or 2 months longer than
But
if you
Linda,
just talk
that
to
is
the
the way a
person.
lot of councils understand the law.
Right.
A lot of the councils understand the law that in Lowell, we look the other way. You're not allowed to call, as an elected official, you're not allowed to call department
Right.
heads, go do this and go do that. It's against the law.
You know what? I plead guilty then, because I don't want to hold up a constituent's complaint and, or concern. So, yeah, I try to get it done as soon as I possibly can, and I think that's done me well.
It's knowing that, there's a way of saying things. I mean, if you call, you're not calling the highway person and saying, do this.
I'm not calling the city manager, let's put
No,
it that way.
that's right, but no, you call them and say, did you know?
Right.
Or somebody called, that's all. You're not telling them what
Is
to
it
do.
on the list? If not, put it on the list and let's get it done.
Yeah. And then it gets done. That's been Rita's mantra as long as I've known her. That, she did, you don't
Rita
make
does
them.
it the same way,
Yeah.
and that's why she gets elected each and every time. I mean, I think it may be, John, is it only Richard Howe that has served longer than Rita?
I would agree with you.
I think
Yeah.
so.
John, I got a question about the new Rourke Bridge. Can't get the Google map to come up all the way yet. Maybe it'll pop up. We'll see what happens. There we go. Okay, good. So here's the new Rourke Bridge.
Yep.
It's the old one, but it's the best one we got for today.
Yeah, you gotta put a little curve in there, John.
There is no plans to widen any of these roads, is there?
At this point, I do not believe there's so you're talking about Middlesex Street, or are you talking?
And Wood?
Wood Street.
Wood Street.
Wood Street. Because when you come over
Well, when you come onto Wood Street, let's say at Princeton Boulevard.
because I'm heading to Route 3, I want to go to work.
Basically, what's happened right now, it is 2 lanes, but you can go straight or you can take left if you are in the left lane. So that's why you see a lot of merging right now into 1 lane, which basically causes the backups. So I think by keeping it the same, and then you'll have 2 lanes going north and, well, would that be north or would that be west?
North is towards the top of the screen, so we're good.
All right, so I think it'll still work
So
out
you're saying there's
fine.
4 lanes on Wood Street?
There's basically 2. So you're on Wood Street, you could take if you're in the left lane, you can pull
Go
into
down
Market
Ma-
Basket,
yeah.
continue, and that arrow says
Yeah.
straight or left.
So you answered my question. There's no plans to widen any of these streets because the traffic, the new Rourke Bridge is supposed to have 2 lanes on both sides, meaning 4 lanes on the bridge. That's my takeaway from the Rourke Bridge, the new Rourke Bridge. What's your takeaway?
That's exactly it. And on the sides, you'll have, and also have a bike lane as well, and then there'll be places for benches and that type of thing on both sides. I'm not sure if I was a fan of something like that, but,
We know the state, they don't ask questions.
yeah, I understand that.
They have a public hearing that they don't listen.
All I know is people in 4 years are gonna love not sitting in traffic for
Like
half an hour.
there's a looming rotary coming for the bottom of the connector. The state's gonna do it, they just don't know when they're gonna do it. Nobody wants it, not even, the residents don't want it, the fire chief doesn't want it.
I don't think all 3 of us will be doing this show by then. Let's put it that way.
All of a sudden, they'll just show up with their
Not in our
backhoes and
lifetime.
it'll
Yeah.
start. So, okay, you answered my question, thanks, John.
Well, but now looking at that, when you're talking about an extra lane, I would think that would clear, coming over the bridge going towards Chelmsford. Your issue is Wood Street, and yeah, you can't widen it. What are you going to do?
Right, my only concern with that is that when you are coming over from, let's say, the newer Market Basket, and you're coming over
Yeah.
the bridge, and you're going to go straight, the lane on the right-hand side is to go straight, but sometimes that gets backed up, and the people that are going to take a left onto Princeton Boulevard
Yeah.
can't get to that point in their lane because they're so backed up on the right side lane.
Yeah.
So the problem is there's not much you can do about that, because there's no really land taking you can take there, to create another lane, but that's always been a backup there, especially, the 3 to 5
But
time.
John, I've never seen it. Now, I have a similar thing in Tewksbury at the bridge.
At the bridge, yeah.
You did transportation, you know that.
That light's gotta get longer on that left to get on the bridge from Daniel Webster.
But it has now.
Really? Did
It has.
Thank
They
God.
have to-
Because what I do is I'll take the right
And go down
and
by.
take the quick left to get back
Right.
over the bridge.
So, but let me tell you what's happened is now the traffic is backed up on Kendall, going back up to Route 3. So, and they did a similar thing. They did full lanes coming into the, I remember fighting with the state, saying that makes no sense.
Right.
Because you all come to the bridge and there's only two
You're back.
lanes
Yeah,
at the
that's
bridge.
right, yeah.
You know, and as he says, the state doesn't care.
Linda, John Leahy, city councilor, he helped me a great deal. I'm bitching to him about how long it takes me to get over to the bridge, and he says, "Joe, do me a favor. You have a fancy phone just like me. Put the timer on, and when you leave, put the timer on, and it will see how long it takes you to get to your destination." He says, "It's not going to take you more than 9 minutes. No matter what happens in traffic, it's not going to take you more than 9 minutes to get from point A to point B in lovely Lowell, Massachusetts. Now, drive time, it might take you 12 minutes. You're going to move at 4
That sounds like
o'clock.
John,
You're going to move at 4
relax,
o'clock.
take it easy, you'll get there, right?
If you're going to move at 4 o'clock, it's going to take you 12 minutes. But it's not painstaking. So I did put the timer on. He was exactly right. I went from here to Lowell General Hospital. It was 8 minutes long.
So what's the point to take home? Chill out.
Bring a bag of chips.
It's just nothing,
And if you're
I think
skinny,
we
bring
use that line, John. We're gonna
Bring
use that.
Doritos. Bring Doritos.
It's just going to happen. It is. It's not. But everybody's so stressed. Just I'm
welcome.
going to tell you, they're not going to live to be my age if they keep stressing.
We can
Well,
blame it on
welcome to
the
the world
COVID
today.
shots. Blame it on the COVID shots.
Yeah,
That's what turned everybody crazy.
the world has changed since then.
Yes, it has.
Really,
It has.
It really has.
I don't know. Did that vaccine make everybody so cranky and nasty?
And you combine that with the little phone that you have in your pocket and put the social media on.
Oh, I hate
just
the social-
duplicate. It's chaos.
Yeah.
Because everything out there, people believe.
It's
Yeah.
so unfortunate because I like Facebook and that I get to keep track of what
I'm a
people are
creeper.
doing.
I'm a creeper. I'll look through stuff, all
But
that.
there's so much junk
Linda,
now.
my daughter-in-law, she's can't use the word stewardess anymore, but she works for JetBlue, and she's a flight attendant. And I said, "How does cell phones? Does that really screw you up?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "How so?" She says, "People don't pay attention to anything." She says, "I'll do my beverage service, come back, I'm all done. Somebody's pressing a button, you skipped me." I said, "No, I didn't skip you. You had your earbuds in, you're watching a movie, not paying attention to me at all."
Yeah, when they're doing all those things at the beginning about, there's an emergency.
People-
Three-quarters of the plane are just looking down on their phone before they take
You
off.
walk into Linda's restaurant or John's restaurant, and you got a couple on their first date, they're both looking on their phone.
Yeah.
Not good.
Family time at the dinner table, they're all on their phone.
Family time at the Descoteaux, the phones go away.
It should everywhere. It should be a habit we all
Sorry.
adapt to.
You're over my house, that's when we talk,
And then
Yeah.
traffic lights, you see the first guy, his only duty is to watch for the green light. That's his only duty. Watch for the green light. Well, no, I'm going to check my texts.
Gotta have the Texas, yeah, no doubt about it. It's true.
Those lights, but one of the problems with Wood Street, that in Lowell, and I only see it in Lowell, I don't see it in Tewksbury, they stop in the middle of the intersection. What is that? How can
It's
anybody do anything?
it's a
They just
state law.
stop. They don't. If I'm going through an intersection, I know I can't get there. If I can't get through the intersection, you don't go.
Linda, at the bottom of the connector, every day, they block the intersection, unless the police cruiser's there.
Right.
If the police cruiser's there, they don't block the intersection
Right.
at all.
Yeah, it's true.
And, there are certain key intersections that I suppose maybe that's what the city has to do, that during those hours, particularly the rush hours, because I'll tell you, Wood Street there's certain times I would go all around Lowell rather than go through that. Because they
true.
just stop in the middle and then nobody can do anything.
That's right, yeah.
Well, Linda, the big secret is you go over the top donut bridge. It's called
Yes.
the Willette Bridge, I think
Yeah.
is the real name for it.
Yep.
It
But
really
the
was.
Lasher
How did
ballpark-
when did it become, everybody knew it as the Aiken Street Bridge? Because it was the Willette, when I was a kid, it was the Willette Bridge. Everybody called it the Willette
We
Bridge.
got a lot of foreigners who live here, and they call the
Not
Wood
enough French
Street-
Canadian people,
They
is that what
don't,
you're saying?
the Wood Street Bridge.
That's right, Wood Street Bridge, yeah.
I'm going over the Wood Street Bridge. It's the Rock Bridge. No,
Yeah.
it's Wood Street.
Well,
Lot out of towns.
even now, you go, I'm going over the University Ave Bridge. Well, it's
Yeah.
the Howe Bridge, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah.
I think the only one that's called the right one is the School Street Bridge, and I think there's really another name for that, isn't there, John? Other than the
Oh.
School Street Bridge? Is there a name?
That's O'Donnell.
Oh,
It's
Donald,
O'Donnell,
yeah.
right? Okay,
O'Donnell.
yeah, so,
That's named after Jimmy's, I think, great-grandfather. I think he was the mayor.
is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was a way
I
back.
didn't know that.
Well, it's the Undertaker thing.
I
All
got
the
it.
Undertakers know. We're
Got it.
all jealous.
Yeah. Got it.
Good guy, Jimmy.
Anything happening on Smith Baker? Dare I ask?
Yeah, actually, quite a bit. There's a rumor out there, I won't confirm it, but that the Smith Baker group is getting some funding from not a local bank, but some other bank. Once again, that's just a rumor that I'm hearing. But if in fact, that's the case, they're on their way. And I guess from my standpoint, I was the one who first made the motion that I would drive the wrecking ball into that building. And then I got a call from a couple of constituents on the Upper Highlands saying, listen, we think that we can save this building, we can bring it back to what it was, and we think we can get some backing. I said, all right, I'll rescind my vote and I'll put a motion to do that. And I did, and I think this project will come to fruition.
I was surprised. Varric was an artist, and he's down at the All Gallery, and I've been involved at that and the Whistle House, and the support down there for that. They had the petitions and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I was really, because I thought it was a done deal that it was, wasn't going to be saved. And then I just saw all of a sudden that people were willing to do something about it.
Tomorrow, City Life, we're going to have Evelyn Thorne's going to be the host. Bobby Hoey is probably going to take the day off. Sam Chase is going to be here. But most important, we're going to have Visitor News going to be here tomorrow. So, John, thanks for coming in. Good luck with your
Yes.
re-election.
Always a pleasure, John. Thanks for
We're
inviting
blown
me.
right past 8 o'clock, so
We'll see you
We're only
tomorrow.
on,
I'll see you tonight.
Yeah,
YouTube and
thanks.
Facebook now. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.